Om Shanti. A very good morning to everyone. It's the start of a new week, and we will begin the week with a beautiful Murli that Baba has spoken on sacrifice and fortune. So in this Murli, Baba talks about renunciation, Baba talks about fortune, and Baba says that it's easy for us to renounce physical things because when it comes to physical things, we step away from those things, we keep them away from us. But here on a spiritual path, we have to renounce body consciousness while being in the body. So the soul has to renounce the consciousness of the body, even though the soul is in the body every second. So Baba understands that body consciousness is something that's deep, but Baba says, but look at the fortune. And the fortune that you claim while when you renounce body consciousness. And Baba says that in confluence age, it's not just about renunciation, that I have to renounce everything. And whatever fortune I'll claim, that will be for the new age, new world. Baba says to every extent that I'm renouncing at this very moment, to the same extent, I'm also claiming my fortune at the very same moment. Just like when we are soul conscious, we renounce body consciousness and we claim our fortune then and there. Because we experience virtues, we experience power, we experience a deep state of inner silence. So Baba's reminding us that fortune is being experienced right now at the very moment. And Baba says fortune is really something which we wouldn't have even dreamt of, something which we would have never thought of, but we have attained very easily. So in this confluence age, what is our biggest fortune? Our biggest fortune is that the fortune maker itself now belongs to us, which is Baba. Baba belongs to us. We experience the closeness of our connection, and we experience the closeness of all relationships with Baba. So Baba says that it's all about renouncing, yes, but then at the same time also experiencing the fortune of that renunciation in this very moment, in this age. So let's see what Baba has to say in this beautiful Murli, which was spoken on March 15th, 1972. The title, Sacrifice and Fortune. Do you consider yourselves to be images of renunciation and tapasya? Which is the greatest renunciation? That takes a lot of effort. And it's written in parentheses, body consciousness. Why does someone have arrogance about knowledge or arrogance of his intellect? Why are you not able to renounce your old sanskaras? So we know they're not good for us. We know that they take us away from Baba. So Baba simply asks, why are you not able to renounce it? The main reason for this is body consciousness. Baba says all sanskaras are still pretty much there. Why? Because there is body consciousness. There is still attachment to the body and bodily related things. So to let go of body consciousness is the greatest renunciation. So check yourself at every second. When it is renunciation of something physical, having renounced it once, you can step away from it. Yes, so it's easy in a physical way. You want to renounce eating something unhealthy, you will not purchase it, you will not keep it at your home. So you can step away from it. But however, in the renunciation of body consciousness, you have to take the support of the body at every second and also be detached while being in the body. So here we cannot step away from the body. We are in the body and we take support of the body. Yes, Baba says, but then at the same time, being detached. Yes, being fully aware of the true self that I am a soul in this body. So therefore, because the soul has deep connection with the body through being with the body at every second, body consciousness has also become very deep. As the soul is sitting in the body, and Baba is saying for so long. So Baba says, body consciousness has become deep. Once Baba in the Murli, in one Avyak Murli, Baba was talking about this, and the children replied that, Baba, we have been body conscious for so many births, 63 births. And then Baba, that's why it takes time for us to come out of it. And so Baba said, but what about half the cycle where you were soul conscious? So for half the cycle, we were that. So Baba says, it's not that body consciousness has been for a long time. You have been soul conscious also for a very long time. And now we just have to reawaken that awareness. So Baba says, now it takes effort to finish it. Ask yourself whether you have renunciation of every type. And when Baba mentions renunciation of every type, it includes, of course, body consciousness, so the body, the physical senses, the vices within. And just like once Baba had mentioned, sannyasis leave their home. And then according to the system, they're not supposed to come back home. And here Baba says, this body is your old home. So you have to renounce this old home. And at the same time, you have to renounce the items in the old home, which is nothing but the physical senses. So check, you have renunciation of every type, because the more you renounce something, accordingly, the more fortune you receive at the present time and also in the future. So it's not just about an income for the future, but Baba says at the very present moment too, you are claiming and experiencing your fortune. So do not think that at the confluence age, you have renunciation and claim the fortune in the future. It is not like that. To the extent that someone renounces something, he definitely receives a fortune to the extent that he has renounced it at the moment he renounces it. So this is an important point Baba shared. You experience your fortune then and there. The moment you renounce, that same moment you experience and claim your fortune. So again, the awareness, soul conscious awareness, that you experience your fortune at the very moment. So what visible fortune do you receive at the confluence age as a result of your renunciation? So Baba is now asking us to check within. What fortune have you claimed, experienced now in the confluence age? So do you know this? What fortune do you receive at this time you will receive the Jivan Mukti status in the golden age. But what do you receive now? So we will be liberated in life. We will be free from bondages of karma, free from vices and golden age. So that will be our fortune for the future. But Baba says, what about now? What are you receiving now? Are you receiving the fortune of your renunciation? So Baba underlines here, at the confluence age, the greatest fortune of your renunciation is that the fortune maker himself belongs to you. So Baba himself, the one who makes the fortune, himself belongs to us. This is the greatest fortune of all, is it not? Only at the confluence age do you receive this. God himself belongs to you. And by Baba says, belonging means that relationship is felt and experienced at a deep level. The togetherness is experienced at a deep level. And so when we say, I belong to you, so that feeling of being together, it's not just theory, but in practical ways we experience Baba's company. So if you do not have any renunciation, then neither does Baba belong to you. And Baba says, if renunciation is not there of body consciousness, Baba says, then Baba cannot belong to you. So if you have body consciousness, then are you remembering Baba? So the answer is quite obvious. No, we won't be remembering Baba if we're body conscious, right? Then we will be under the influence of devices. Our thinking will be completely different from what it should be. So only when you have renounced body consciousness can you have the experience of a close relationship with the Father. And so Baba says, here is the fortune that you claim, a close relationship with Baba. So the one who the whole world is finding, we have a close relationship with. And we feel the presence of Baba with us all the time. So by renouncing body consciousness, by being soul conscious, what is the first attainment? So when Baba talks about attainments, attainments are nothing but our fortune. So that you constantly stay in the awareness of the Father. That is, through every second of renunciation, you experience all relationships and all powers through the Father at every second. And we can reflect on this. And when there has been storms in our lives, storms of Maya, then how we are able to transform it. And that transformation itself is the renunciation of body consciousness and the acceptance and the awareness of soul consciousness. And then how that suddenly changed the situation, the scene for us. And we're able to gain victory. Yes, being victorious doesn't mean that whatever I want should happen, but being victorious really means I'm able to understand the deep secrets of the drama, what drama is trying to tell me. And so here, Baba says, with this renunciation, we are able to experience Baba's love, Baba's vibrations. So that becomes a beautiful experience for us. So is this not the greatest fortune of all? You will not receive this in the future. So Baba's making it clear, Baba's company can be experienced only in confluence age, and direct company. So this fortune can only be claimed now. So therefore, it is said that this easy Gyan and easy Raj Yoga is not just for giving you fruit in the future, but also at the present time. Think about it. When we work, we still have to wait for 1 month or 2 weeks to get a salary. Here, the income is coming as we are making our effort. And the more effort, the more we're experiencing our income at the very present. So the future is also tied to the present. So the future, Baba says, is tied to the present. So now we experience our fortune more and more. That means our fortune for the future will also be a lot more. So, but throughout the entire Kalpa, nowhere else can you claim the most elevated fortune of all. It is only at this time that through renunciation and tapasya, you're able to experience all relationships with the Father at every second. That is, you can make Baba belong to you in all relationships. So what Baba is doing in a very subtle way is pulling us more towards, how much fortune we can make. Because when we look at our fortunes, we look at our attainments, then it becomes easier and easier to let go all this body consciousness, all those things that are actually taking the soul down spiritually. So you did not call out for this. Your call was for something else. What did you attain instead? You are attaining that which you did not even have in your thoughts or dreams. So we attained Baba himself. So that was not something in our thoughts and dreams. So if you receive something that you had never even thought or dreamt of, that is called fortune. So Baba explains fortune in a beautiful way. What you couldn't think, never thought of, never dreamt of is now become real for you. It's become practical for you. Whatever you receive through your labor is not called fortune. Baba doesn't call laboring for what you get through labor fortune. So if whatever was impossible becomes possible and you attain it automatically, and if you develop hope for something in which there was no hope, that is called fortune. So Baba says, developing hope for something where there was no hope. Yes, that igniting that light where there is complete darkness. So did we ever even think that we could be deities until Baba came and told us? So developing that hope is somewhere where we didn't even have any hope. We would go to the deities and we would ask things from them. But here Baba says, you are the deities. You are the bestowers. So, what a difference. So that's the fortune. So have you not received this fortune? You called out for something else. Make me belong to you in one way or another. You had no desire to become so elevated, yet what did you receive in return? So Baba says, you called out to me saying that make me belong to you. But here, not only we belong to Baba, but we become equal in terms of virtues, powers. We become full of virtues, full of powers. So you yourself become something, but you also made Baba your everything. So is this not a fortune? You receive the elevated fortune of the confluence age through this renunciation. Always think that if you did not renounce body consciousness, that is, if you do not become soul conscious, then you will not be able to create your fortune that is, you will be deprived of the elevated fortune of the confluence age. So it's a simple formula, Baba says. Renunciation of body consciousness, and you will be claiming more and more fortune. So if there isn't renunciation, Baba says, you deprive yourself of an elevated fortune. So if, for instance, you renounce body consciousness for some time during the whole day, and at other times you remain down below, which means you become body conscious. That is, you have not renounced body consciousness. Then to that extent, you deprive yourself of the elevated fortune of the golden confluence age, which means we will wake up Amrit Vela. Yes, we are in remembrance of Baba, we are maintaining that soul conscious stage. So yes, for some time it is good. But then as we come into the field of action, somewhere the awareness slips and Baba says, then what happens? You're depriving yourself of the fortune. Since Baba, the fortune maker, is telling you the method to create your fortune at every second, what should you do? So Baba says every second you should be claiming your fortune, not just few moments in a day, where Baba wants it to be constant. So you should attain total success through this method. Because of not adopting this method, what is the result? Neither do you progress in your stage, nor do you attain the success of all attainments. So we feel stuck, like spiritually we don't feel we are growing, and there's no attainments and the experience of the attainments. So what should you do? You should constantly adopt the methods you have been given by the bestower, through which there will be progress and success. And one of the important methods, Baba always underlines, see your attainments, make a list of your attainments, think about that. So dwelling on that, and making your own timetable for the day, how you can improve your chart of remembrance. So check to what extent you have renounced waste thoughts. So Baba talked about body consciousness. Now Baba is coming to waste thoughts. You should constantly have an attitude of brotherhood. And so Baba underlines here soul conscious vision for each and every one around you that will help you become free from waste thoughts. To what extent have you adopted this attitude? Looking at others as a soul, seeing their original form, their original sanskaras. Whilst being in the body, do you have, or to what extent have you renounced the attitude of being a bodily being? So Baba says, is this wonderful effort where we need to be in the body, but still renounce the attitude of being a bodily being, which means not being a slave to the mind and intellect, not being a slave to the physical senses, but being a complete self-sovereign, where you control the mind and intellect, and as well as the sense organs. So we will stop here and we'll take a minute of silence where we can reflect on what we just heard, and then we can share and churn together. All right. So the images of renunciation and tapasya. Now, all of you wonderful souls, would you like to share or maybe share your churnings, or if any questions, feel free to ask those as well. So who would like to be Arjuna here and start sharing first?
Om Shanti. We are most fortunate souls of the present times, because an entire kalpa, because this present time we have got the most elevated fortune of being that belongingness with Baba, all relationship with Baba. And that's what is, I think, the beauty of the present times, which in mythology it says that the Devi Devta, they were they came to this earth, and to feel that role which Baba is playing, that we are those souls actually, and that was the memorial, so it gives a very great feeling that we have all relationships with Baba. We are interacting with Baba, we are speaking with Baba, we are listening to Baba. That's the most elevated fortune, and this is that fortune which we had never even thought or dreamt of that. So that's, I wanted to share that. Om Shanti.
Shanti.
Om Shanti. Today's Murli Baba speaks about renunciation, and he says about it's very easy to renunciate physical things that we use, but the practice to renunciate being in the body and yet being in soul conscious space is a constant practice. Snehaman, would you like to share some tips on how to practice this renunciation of body consciousness?
So, well, actually, it really all depends on your dedication towards it, because Baba in various ways has explained to us how we can renounce the soul consciousness, and one of the easy ways is to hold on to points of self-respect, which I personally have felt has given me that potential to stay in that awareness when I'm holding on to the thoughts of points of self-respect. And it's all about playing with the points of knowledge and playing with the points of self-respect. For example, we perform a lot of actions during the day, and some of them are very repetitive. We do them daily. Like we wake up in the morning, we'll brush our teeth, we'll cook food. It's repetitive. So while I'm performing those actions, can I create a timetable such that, for those, every action, I am connecting a point of self-respect with it. It could be very simple. Like Baba says, in just a few days back, Baba mentioned that have the awareness that you are an ancestor soul. And so when you're interacting with others, can I immediately bring that thought in my consciousness that, yes, I am an ancestor soul. I am the one who can bestow on these souls and give to these souls what Baba has given to me. So when for these actions that we perform and the interactions we have, if we set a timetable in such a way that we could connect with points of knowledge or points of self-respect, it really helps us stay soul conscious throughout the day. And even a daily practice of detachment from the body more and more. So looking at ourselves as souls sitting in this body, but then the very moment we go up beyond to Baba, So our senior sister here in Los Angeles, she had mentioned that during COVID time, she had gone to meet Dadi Gulzar. And one of the last words Dadi Gulzar spoke to her and before she left this mortal body was that practice coming into the body in 1 second, going beyond this body in 1 second. This simple practice itself will help us tremendously in our spiritual journey. And that's what the Dadis have done. They've taken simple points of knowledge, but they have practiced it, experienced it, and they have become that. So it's all about taking those points and making it a practice, daily practice, connecting it with our actions, and we will start feeling that more and more. That's something just wanted to share. If anyone else has some wonderful tips to share, feel free to do so, or yuktis that they have used and that has helped them in their spiritual journey. Raki Ben, does that help? Anything you'd like to add?
Yes, sister. One thing which has helped me apart from this is practicing coming in sound and going off sound. Consciously looking at is how many words can I reduce when I'm speaking is something which I've taken on in the last couple of weeks, and being agile there. Be in silence as far as possible. That doesn't mean that I will not do my task. I'll perform my task, but consciously making an effort to be, coming in sound when required and coming out of sound when it's not required. That's one practice which is working for me.
And one more thing is, and this is very simple, it's just talking to Baba internally. In one Murli, Baba said, if you make the incorporeal one your companion, you will also become incorporeal. You will experience being incorporeal. So talking to Baba while performing actions, invoking Baba during the day. How many times do we tell Baba, Baba, come, I'm alone in the kitchen, I'm cooking, come be with me. Or come with me, I'm sitting in the car, you come with me. So invoking Baba so that, because the moment Baba is invoked, he has to come. And then that presence is felt. So the presence of him will make us more and more incorporeal.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Yeah, when you were speaking about body consciousness detachment, even before I came to the Gyan, I used to read stories about these yogis and all who leave their houses and world, and then they stay for years and years. I don't know if it's a story or something, but I like that process. They stay in absolute constant remembrance of their aim for whatever thing they went out, and they stay in that. Whether you call it, they stay in a particular posture, or they stay in a particular state of mind, or stay in a particular stage. It is that slow thing with them. They are detached from their surroundings. That is the body to the surrounding, and the body to everything else. So that I always like to know how, but I knew it was like a turuvi, like something leaving. It was for which something I have to really go and do. But here Baba says something else. Like I like that one sentence in the Murli where Baba says, I become something and made Baba my everything. So that acceptance, the statement which Baba has given us, is the transformation basis, I think. So when I will become something, just like when I'm cooking something, say I'm cooking alwa and all, if really you want it to come in a real state, it should leave the sides of the vessel, then I can take it out and I can taste it. So am I ready for that? No, I'm attached to this body. I'm attached to my bodily relations. There are so many things. So if I have to accept Baba, my everything, so my everything, I'll have to slowly give. And it's not a day, a process. Baba said it takes a whole confluence age. So every day Baba has given us methods starting from Amrit Vela to night. So if constantly, even if not like that sannyasi doing it always, constantly every second, like somebody just said, like a blink of an eye, if I keep thinking, yes, I have attained something, I have attained something, I think this body consciousness should go. I should not take it to be, and however I need this body to support me till I finish this. This body, I have a deep connection with this body. So if I just think, hey body, you're here because I need you, but you are not everything. So I think this kind of thoughts or this kind of thing, and so many tips even you have given, sister. So a little, we have to personally, if we work it out, I think this body consciousness will go because it has gone. Baba knows it has gone. And that should be fine, I think.
Yes, and you brought up a very good point about looking at the attainments. In fact, there's another experience that one sister had shared, which she had with Dadi Gulzar, where she had mentioned that she had to constantly, correct her children because they were not behaving properly, and she wanted to do it in a very spiritual, soul-conscious way. She did not want to shout at them and get angry. And Dadi gave her a very simple yukti. Dadi said that they will renounce the old toy very easily when you give them a new toy. Just like we are kids, we are given something new, we let go of the old. So Dadi said that you praise them so much, fill them with praises. And then after you fill them with praise, you point out that, that little correction that is needed there. And since the heart is already melted with all that praise, they will be able to work on that correction without taking it in an emotional way. So you're also in the same way, Baba is doing just that. Baba says, look at the fortune, look at the attainments, look at how you can become master of the self, of the world. So the more and more our intellect is focused on that. And that's why Baba says, remember home, remember new world. The more we focus on that, automatically the old is already going without us having to make any extra, do any labor from our end. So yes, that that intellect has to focus on what we're gaining more and more, and what is needed to let go will automatically it will go. Yeah. So is there anyone else who would like to share before we move into meditation?
Om Shanti. One of the method which I have been using quite often is, the point form, which Sunday's Murli was there. The two remain seated in that point form, and how we can do it in a practical ways. But if you can imagine some imaginary circles around this point form, I, the soul, am a point form. Now around me there are various circles. The biggest circle is the world around me, the external world, the 5 elements of nature and all those. And thereafter I keep making a smaller circle, imaginary circle. Then I find my friends and the office and the business, persons. And thereafter I go to the inner circle. There I find, my relatives, bodily beings, that bodily relations. And then come closer than my close relatives, very close relatives, special souls who I am interacting quite often. Then come to the family. Then within the family, then they're all not me. Then coming back to my body, that inner circle, then the body also, there are various sense organs. They should be out. They're not me. Then coming to the Brikuti Ki Kutiya, that circle. And within that circle, I have got mind, intellect, and sanskars. But am I this mind, intellect, and sanskar? No, I am eternal, and I am the child of God, the incorporeal. So then I sit in the ashariri avastha, where that nirakar jyotirbindu, that point form, and then you invoke Baba and feel that lovely in avastha. Om Shanti.
Right. Yeah, very, very important to be in that point form. That point form itself, Baba says, is really the essence and the most powerful form. Yes.
Om Shanti, sister. Good morning, everyone. One line that Baba really mentions is really true, is that he's creating hope in the present times. People, despite having everything, are running short of it, are having problems without knowing who they are. Baba is really creating hope in everyone. That's 100% truth. Besides, I like the point where Baba is saying that renounce body consciousness, and apart from that, renounce from waste thoughts as well. I mean, it does happen when we're in solitude that old thoughts do recur. So that time we are neither in consciousness of body, neither in consciousness of mind. So I need to practice this drill that yes, I do come into consciousness of my body and then renounce it and the thoughts as well. These 2 points I take home today. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Shanti. That's
Om
wonderful.
Shanti, sister. I would just like to share that if anything that is going on in this physical mortal life, I take it as a gift of Baba. So whether it is my soul, which is above my body, of course, but even my work, my family life, my relationships, I just see that this is something which is a gift, and I have to do my best to do it in a way, in an elevated way, that I use this gift wisely. And even my work, I don't think I work for Air India. I think I work for the Almighty. So whatever I do is for Him. So I think that has also helped me in a practical manner to move on, because what I do in my family is for Him. What I do at work is for Him. So you stop making this distinction of work, family, day-to-day life. Everything is Him, each and everything. And that helps you sometimes when you are a little low to again come out of it very quickly and within a second. Om Shanti.
Yes, you mentioned beautifully, it's a gift, and so the body is also a gift.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
this,
Yeah.
it's given to us, it is entrusted, given to us, so we're trustees and we use it for service. So yes, that's wonderful.
Like,
Adding on to, yeah, go ahead, Ginger.
like if I was a musician, I would take this body to be a beautiful violin now. And now some new tunes, new wires are being placed by the Almighty. And what a lovely resonance, both my body and my soul. Both are working together. My body is not against at all. You cannot blame it. That was its role for 63 births. But now slowly my body is getting resonate to the new tunes, to the new wires of the Almighty. And both the body and soul are going to reach a perfection. They are not going to fight with each other, but both are going to play in the hands of the Almighty. I think if I was a musician, maybe I could think like that.
And since you mentioned tuning, the word fortune itself has the word tune in it. So really, yes, we are tuning ourselves, our awareness in such a way that what comes out from within is just the best of ourselves. And even if you look at an orchestra, when everyone is tuning their instruments, it creates a lot of noise because everyone's tuning, but the moment it's tuned and everyone starts to play the instruments, it's such a beautiful harmony amongst everyone, which produces such a beautiful music together. So that's what we are doing. We're tuning ourselves more and more to stay in that highest awareness. And once that becomes constant, then what will flow from within will just be the best for the world, for the self. And through that, we will be able to reveal Baba.
Yes. I remember one of another Murli Baba's mentioned one very beautiful technique of practicing body conscious, coming out of body consciousness and practicing being in soul consciousness is practicing guest consciousness. I am here as a guest in this world. So it becomes easy to practice being a trustee and always staying in that state of I'm being a traveler and a guest here. That's another practice which works to have this transition from body consciousness to soul consciousness.
Yes, yes, consciousness. So we are so detached when we walk as guests in other people's home, right? So in that, Baba says, maintain that same awareness, even while in this body. Yes. All right, any final sharings before we move to meditation? So yes, there are some comments on in the chat box as well. So thank you for sharing that. All right, so we'll move towards meditation. Om Shanti. Take a deep breath in and gently release. Focus your awareness on your breath. It's easy for us to breathe out. And with that breathing out, remove the unnecessary waste from this body. In the same way, let us make our practice so strong that we are easily able to renounce everything that takes us away from Baba. Body consciousness, waste thoughts, having the attitude of brotherhood towards everyone. We're all actors performing our own individual parts. So with that awareness of the self, of the others, and of the drama, completely being detached from the consciousness that pulls me down into body consciousness. For that, I see the beautiful attainments which Baba presents in front of me. The virtues, the powers, Baba's companionship itself. Just that feeling of belonging to Baba is enough for me to let go and renounce what is not good for the soul. belong to Baba. I experience all relationships with the Father. And I experience it so easily when I am soul conscious. Staying in that awareness of having this wonderful companion throughout the whole confluence age. Is what will take me across. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Yes, Amy, go ahead.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sneha-ben. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a nice day.